Good morning. You listen to FloorDaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Kevin Raasch, the owner of Vic's Carpet and Flooring in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. Kevin, how you doing?
Doing real good today.
It's good to talk to you. Oconomowoc, that's an interesting city name. That's, I guess, is probably a crossword puzzle. Which city has more O's than any other, huh?
That's right. Yep.
All right. So I want to talk to you about the virtual convention that Shaw did last week. I know you're a Shaw Flooring Alliance dealer. Before we get into that, though, looks like Vic, the name of your store, was your father. He started the business in '67, and then you went to college and came back and took over in 2001. So you've been running it since then. You've got about a 7,000 square foot showroom and one location. So how's business right now?
It's the best it's been in a very long time.
Really?
Surprisingly, when the pandemic hit, my first reaction was, oh boy, here we go again. You know, after riding out the storm of the Great Recession, I was concerned. As the weeks went on, we were coming into the showroom. We made that tough decision to sort of close to the general public, but we were opening for private appointments. And of course, we're a smaller business, so it's easier to keep our distance. We made some changes, and little by little, each week that went by, it's like the phone kept ringing, the emails kept pouring in, and the momentum has just been building and building and building. I don't think we've seen things slow down. In fact, each week that goes on here, it's just seems to be getting a little more hectic, a little more activity every single week. You know, everyone's making changes right now. They're stuck at home. They're creating home offices. They're creating, zones for the kids to go and play and stay out of the way of the parents that are having to work from home right now. People haven't been traveling. There's money to be spent and to update and to make that home the place to be and to hang out, because for the foreseeable future, we may not be taking as many vacations as we once did and going to the sporting events like we once did. So we're seeing homes just getting updated and revamped. All things considered, business is really, really good, better than I had expected.
All right. So I'd say probably lost a month there in sales. So you think 2020 will be as strong as 2019 in your business?
Yes, I think we're going to end right at where we were, if not a tick above. And again, like you said, we did kind of lose a month.
Yeah.
All things considered, really from the middle to end of March till maybe mid-April, there was a lot of uncertainty. I mean, we had so much work backed up already. We were still getting jobs put in. We still had the crews working, but there wasn't a ton coming in the door, but it allowed us to sort of catch up. And now I feel like we're backed up a little bit again. I'd like to get things in faster. And that's a whole other issue with the installation side of things. But I think we're going to end, depending upon how the fall goes. We always talk about election years being uncertain, and what does the end of the year hold for everybody? Who knows? But right now, kids are back in school in this area if they choose, and parents have a little bit more time to focus on getting that house fixed up. So we're still seeing people pouring in the door right now.
I noticed on your website that you had a Labor Day sale. Was that a good success?
Well, here's what I'll say. The sales promotions that we run are typically, maybe a month at a time, right? Yeah. Because of the marketing that we're doing online and through social media, the amount of inquiries that are coming in via email and through those channels, it's we can get the process moving without having to have people walk in the door.
Yeah.
Right? So, although we're not totally selling online, we're starting the process online, right? People are already shopping, thinking, looking, and so when they come into that showroom, they're ready to touch, feel it, see it, and let's get this appointment set up to get the measure, and let's get this thing moving forward. So September already is gotten off to a good start, and we're just a week into it.
So 53 years, I guess, is your history. So I guess a lot of your business comes from referral, doesn't it?
Correct. When I came out of college, I had friends that went on, moved around the country, took different jobs. I came back home and started working with my dad, and I saw the growth potential for the area that we live in. We're outside of the Milwaukee area. We're not too far from Madison. So we're in an area kind of between two big markets, but we're out in the suburbs. And I always looked at that and said, someday this would be a great place to raise a family, and someday this community is going to grow. I'd love to grow with it. And that's what we've been able to do. I'm coming up almost on 20 years out of college, and that's flown by like crazy. And incrementally, little by little, we continue to grow, and the referral business is still really the best form of marketing that we can do.
So let's talk about the Shaw Flooring Network. It kicked off last week. I know there's going to be several different events, but last week on Tuesday it started, September 1st. Talk about a couple takeaways from that virtual convention.
Yeah, obviously disappointed, as I'm sure many were, that can't go to Florida, can't, kind of make a little family vacation out of the deal, which we've done for many, many years. And it's always a great time. Shaw does it, top-notch. It's always a great event, and just when you think they can't get that event to be any better, each and every time they do it, it seems to be better and better and better. So, of course, disappointed that we couldn't do that. I was a little skeptical of, how is this going to go, and do we need to be doing a virtual convention? Is it going to be worthwhile? So I'd be the first to admit I was uncertain of how that would go, and I think, as we experienced that last week, it's a great thing. Mm-hmm. For humans, we need interaction. We need connection. We need sometimes that motivation. We need to continue to learn, and that's what this thing is doing. Mm-hmm. We may not know it, right? At first, we say, that's maybe foolish. Why waste the time? But I think, all things considered, this is really one of the best things that Shaw could have done, because it's not just a one and done, right? It sounds like this is going to be a continuing monthly program in which we can build upon things, we can ask more questions, we can dive in deeper, we can listen to a few more speakers, get motivated, make changes. I think that's what we do at convention in such a short window, and having this now maybe being spread out might actually spark more change and more improvement for everyone. So, again, I'm overly optimistic now of what might come out of this.
Okay.
But I think it's a very positive thing that they did.
Overall good experience then, huh?
Yep, I would agree.
Well, I wanted to catch up with you, Kevin, see how your business was doing and what you thought of the first event of the Shaw Flooring Network. Again, been talking to Kevin Raasch, the owner of Vic's Carpet and Floors in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.